and it is a cold, cold brick morning out here in New York City, and you already know what it is. You're listening to the judge. You're listening to the you're listening to the JudgeMental podcast, cast with your host, with your host, Kevin Cologne. What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. Now, we tried to do this whole podcast run before, and we ran into a little bit of consistency issues. So it seems like this time around, the plan is a little simpler. Instead of a whole hour, we're trying to hit that 40-minute mark. 40 minutes. 40 minutes of talking about nonsense. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with who I am, which would be anyone who's not on a list of 10 people that I know might listen to this. My name is Kevin Cologne. Kevin Cologne. And I'm done with the radio joke now. I make a video game content on the internet. I stream on Twitch. I make YouTube videos. And nobody watches the YouTube videos, but a lot of people watch the stream. And I play a lot of Mortal Kombat 11. I host tournaments for Mortal Kombat 11. I play a lot of Tekken. I host tournaments for Tekken. You're starting to catch on to a pattern here. Oh, I feel a water burp coming. Oh, there it goes. That was my gift to all of you since I wasn't around for the holidays. It's a new year, 2020, and we're set on our goals. And one for me was getting this podcast running again, because I know we've got a couple of people out there who've been waiting for it, and I aim to do nothing but deliver constantly. Even though the pair of headphones I use to listen to my own voice when I record this is broken, and now I've got to go to Rite Aid, or I've got to sit on Amazon Prime and buy new headphones. So fun. Yeah, we're still going to get this thing going. Dude, before I even get into anything, I need to know if you guys know who, I don't know how to pronounce this name, Uwe Baltner. It's Uwebaltner on Instagram. If you guys aren't familiar with him, let me give you a little preview of how this man makes my day every day. Check this out real quick. Now, I don't know if you can hear his voice in this. He's just a dad who sits in his car. Let me read his bio, because his bio is very important. Singing in my Fiat 500, I spread music and fun all around the world. Hashtag car karaoke. You can request songs you want him to sing in the comments. And the thing is, he is horrible, but he's having so much fun that you're having so much fun. And what'll happen is you'll go to his Instagram page. You can type in his UweBaltner. The link might be in the description if I remember to put it there. If you're listening to this on YouTube, if you get to the point in my career where this is on Spotify, sorry. And I'll say that again, sorry. But sometimes you gotta do some work yourselves, man. I can't have everything ready for it. You know what? I might never post the link in the description now, because people need to start learning to look stuff up on their own. The amount of times the amount of times people have said the dumbest things to me because they just didn't take a second to look it up after someone else said it to them is concerning to me. But you check this guy out. What's going to happen is you're going to go to Uwe Baltner or Uwe Baltner, or however you say his name. You're going to go to his Instagram channel, and you're going to go, I'll check like 3 videos to see what the hell it is that Kevin's talking about. And then it'll be an hour later, and you'll realize that you're late for work because you spent 60 minutes listening to this man sing songs for 20 seconds, most of which you don't know. And then some of those songs will end up on your Spotify, if you're like me, and take down songs from wherever you hear them. Okay. Now, I'm the kind of person that likes music. If I hear a song anywhere that I kind of like, first thing I do is Shazam it, and I do it the cool way, not the way everybody else does it. First of all, if you have an iPhone and it's this year, and you have the Shazam app on your phone, you're a moron, okay? You're one of those people who should have looked up that you don't need it anymore. You're wasting memory on your phone. You can ask Siri now. You hold down the home button, Siri comes up, and I know what you're thinking. Hey, I know I need to hold down the home button, but the problem is you still use Shazam, so I can't listen to anything you say. You obviously don't know. So now I'm here to inform you. You hold down the home button and tell a woman in whatever accent you chose. Did you know you can switch your accent? Most people know that, but since you use Shazam, I have to assume you don't. She'll pop up in whatever accent she's set to, probably default for you, but if you happen to be using someone else's phone, you need to know this stuff. You say, Siri, what song is this? And then you point it at whatever song you want to hear, whatever song you're hearing, okay? And then she'll listen to the song. She'll tell you what the song is on Apple Music because she wants you to download it on Apple Music. But you got the information now, you stupid bitch. Why'd you tell me that? And then you go to Spotify and you check if Spotify has the song, and it always does, because there's not one song that's on Apple Music that's not on Spotify Music, unless it's a song that Tim Cook wrote his goddamn self. And then you put it on your Spotify. You put it in your light songs. You add it to a playlist if you feel like it goes on a playlist. If that song gets you amped up, you put it on your workout playlist. Did you know you could put them on playlists? I know most people know that, but you still use Shazam. So there's no way you know that. Got someone in my Discord right now who still uses Napster. And sometimes, I have to get up in the morning and step out into a world knowing that there's people out there who are still using Napster. And if there's one thing I can use my platform for, is to help people like that who just have no idea what's going on in the world. Imagine it being the year 2020 and you're sitting at home and you're thinking to yourself, man, I want to listen to some fucking tunes, man. I've been in the mood for some tunes. I want to listen to some bops. And then you go on your phone, you go in the app store, you type in music. Right? That's the keyboard. And a list comes up. You see Spotify. Well, you see Apple Music because they advertise it first, but no one uses it. You see Amazon Music. Come on, You see Spotify. You scroll past all of those. Now, if you're not using Spotify already, you're a moron. But if you're using one of the other apps, at least I get it. It makes sense. It's stupid, but it's logical stupid. But to scroll past all of those, and then to see Napster, and then to use Napster? The hell do they have on Napster? Like, only every Soulja Boy album that's ever come out is gonna be what's on Napster. And like folk songs for children, you could probably get Kids Bop on Napster, and I guarantee you all of that is also on Spotify. And so what are you doing? And that would be the same kind of person who would be using Shazam to tell them what songs are on Napster. And we all know that this is true. Every single one of us. If you use Shazam, if you use Napster, you use Shazam. If you use Shazam, it's 2004. And you're stuck in a time bubble. And you're never going to get out. But if you listen to this podcast, you have a chance. And that's the kind of stuff I'm offering to the universe. Just simple advice. I'm not here to solve World War III now, because apparently we're going into that. Now, I think, and this is the thing, this isn't a podcast where I'm going to try to get political and stuff, but we're going into World War III now. Come on, guys. What are we doing? It's this. Now, mind you, it's brick this morning. I know I established the podcast with that, but the majority of the winter, it's practically been spring out there. Global warming ain't happening. Come on, guys. Have you looked up in the sky? It's December. No, it's not December. What am I saying? It's January. It is January. We're getting into the cold months, and it just got cold. And within the 10 minutes that I've been talking about it, it already got a little warmer. I'm already a little less cold. Now, am I hellaciously tired? Yes. Why is that? Because I spent all night playing Street Fighter 5? Yes. Is that game dog shit online? Of course it is. And it shouldn't be. It's a shame because it's so fun. Also, you know, let's get this out of the way. I'm a bit of a rambler, if you guys didn't know. So if you're listening to this podcast because you come from my fan base, you already know how I am. You know what it is. You know that I've got 20 topics going off in my brain all at the same time. And I switch back and forth, all right? You're playing ping pong, I'm the ball, but there's my watch telling me that it's a new hour. What hour is that for you? You're never going to know because I'm never going to tell you when I record these. I'm a ping pong ball, just going back and forth, man. And then that ball, and then one of you swings at the ball and the ball goes flying over to another table. And those guys are playing ping pong and they don't notice your ball landing instead of the one that they're using. And now they're hitting the ball back and forth from but that's your ball. But that's me. And that table is more conversation topics. And everybody playing is juggling me through the topics. You get the analogy that I'm setting here? Is it a confusing one for you? Listen, if you can't follow it, first, delete Shazam and Napster off your phone and then go back and listen to it again. Hear what I'm saying. Talk to me. But yeah, I'm going to ramble on different topics. I said I make gaming content. So, I mean, you didn't call that video games were going to come up. And Street Fighter 5 is the one of the moment right now. Now, I've got people telling me, hey, out of all the fighting games you could be playing, Street Fighter 5 is dog shit. And it is a little bit online, but it's still fun. And I mean, fuck me if I want to have some fun with it. You know what I didn't realize too? I have to check my phone to see if Shazam's on it. Because I didn't realize that 12 minutes into the first podcast I'd ever record, I'd be so thirsty already. Now my mouth it's dry. It's the Sahara on my tongue. There's a couple of animals there chilling, and now I have to keep coughing to get them out. My nose feels weird. I'm not even sick. And people think my mouth is this dry in the middle. It's so cold out and my mouth is this dry. And people think global warming isn't happening in my mouth. Because it's happening right now. Live in front of you. So much so that it distracted me from whatever the hell else I was talking about. What, Street Fighter 5? Yeah, the game sucks online. I don't know why it's like that. It's horrible. And we're going to move on from it. Because I need to address something else. That's a topic I've covered when I did this podcast before. I can't even remember how long ago I did this. I did the podcast with my first run that didn't even completely fail, but just I couldn't keep up with it because I was a lazy boy. But it's a new decade. I'm a new man. Okay. And everybody who's been like, oh, new decade, same me. Shut up. You don't want to change? You don't want to be a better you all the time? You don't want every year you did a little more? You don't want that? Oh, I already make money, Kevin, and you don't want a little more? I'm already in shape, Kevin, and you don't want a little more? You can't do a little more? Now, I got to do a lot more. I'm not coming after you, okay? Mine is real easy. If I get up in the morning and I go to work and I go to bed, I did more than I did last year. But if you do that, you don't want a little more? You don't want to tell your kids when you have kids? If you don't want kids, I'll get to you in a sec. If you want kids and you want a family, which is going to be most of you, you don't want to be able to look your children in the eye and say, hey, I did a little more? If you don't want kids, isn't the whole point of not having kids so that you have the freedom to do a little more? What's your goal for the new year? I've got to lose some weight, and now I'm drinking nothing but water. And water's great. Now, do I need some of it now so there's not global warming happening in my mouth? Yeah, I'm going to have that in mind next time because I'm sure it's affecting my voice right now. But also, Kevin with a raspy voice, now that's schmexy Kevin right there, okay? Here's the thing. Global warming in my mouth, right? But the drier my mouth gets, the wetter her pants get. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Don't let your girl listen to this podcast if I haven't had water before I recorded it. Because my girl now. And that's how that works. Now, I have a girl now. if you want that inside scoop. But your girl is going to contact me because her pants are so wet, because my mouth is so dry. And then she's going to go, oh, Kev, man, I'm so happy with my guy or my girl, but I heard your podcast and your mouth was so dry. And I have water. And then I'm going to have to explain to my girl why girls are texting me when I didn't reach out to anybody. And how do you think that's going to go? It's going to be real annoying for me. You think it's going to suck for you that your girl's texting me? It's going to suck worse for me because I don't even want her. That's, I'm not one of these dudes. By the way, how much do I hate these fucking, these quote unquote alpha tough guys that are just like, yeah, man, you better fucking watch out, bro. I'll take your bitch, bro. I'll fuck your bitch, bro. Hey, you know what's the least alpha thing? To be in such a desperate need for some poom poom box, to be so starving for some hot pockets that you got to try to take a girl that's already taken when there's 800 million single girls out there and they're all on an app called Tinder, and you can delete Shazam and Napster, and you could get enough space to download Tinder, and you could sleep with all of them. And if they're on Tinder and they're dating somebody already and they didn't state in their profile that they're in an open relationship and you still pursue them, you're not that cool, The least alpha thing you can do is cheat on somebody. And you know why that is? Because if you were that fucking cool and you didn't want to date anybody, all the girls would sleep with you anyway, knowing that they weren't going to date you anyway. Now, would they try to sleep with you to get you into dating them anyway? Of course they would. Because sex is an intimate thing and people act like it's not. And will they develop feelings for you? Every time they will. Okay? Know this from personal experience. I've had relationships with girls where I'm like, hey, listen, we're fooling around, but not going anywhere. I just want you to know that now. And they go, okay, but if I keep sleeping with you, then you have to date me. And I'm going to do that because even though you said that's not what's going to happen, there's global warming in your mouth. So I have to, because I need to be around that all the time. And then you know what happens? We don't date and they cry and then life goes on. And you know who's the evil one in that? Nobody, but they were just a little misguided. Okay? But when I'm dating somebody, doesn't matter that there's global warming going on in my mouth. I'm dating somebody. You missed out. Someone else got there first, homie. What you want me to do? You know what I can do for you? We can play some Street Fighter. Not online, though, unless you got a really good connection or you live in my time zone, because then the frames will be horrible. The ping will shoot up to 5,000, and I won't get to do my combos. And if I can't do my combos, then you got to go. You just go home. I got 2 chairs in this room. Pop a seat next to me. Let's play some Street Fighter. But if I can't do my combos, you have to go home. Because I live here. I am home. We both need to go to our respective homes where things make sense. And we can't do that if you are still here. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but this is how the world works. Okay? Dude, first of all, I've got a meeting I've got to attend at work on this Monday that's coming up. Now let's talk about this, and let's talk about how much I hate this. And then we're going to talk about how I'm going to do this thing anyway, even though I hate this thing. And I'm going to do the thing anyway because of money, but it shouldn't be like this in the first place. I've got a meeting at work, and the day that I have the meeting, I'm on the schedule. Hey, you know what, Kev? You know when you work from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And you know what I say? I can do that. Cool. Because that is a normal person's work schedule. Now, I've got a lot of stuff to do outside of work. So when I get my work schedule, the time it says that I show up and the time it says I leave are the times I'm going to be there. That's the time I've given you. Hey, Kev, we need you Monday from 1 to 9. Okay, boss, 1 to 9. You know what you don't do? What you don't do is then tell me, hey, but we're having a meeting at 11 in the morning. Now, you work at 1, but we need you to come in at 11 in the morning. Hey, no. And you know why? Because I'm on the schedule at 1 p.m. That's a whole 2 hours after 11 a.m. So not going to the meeting. But it's a new year. And in the new year, what do we want to do? We want to get more money. We want to get more money. And they told me that I will get comp time for being there. Now, is this comp time going to give me like an extra $14 probably for 2 hours? Because taxes? Okay, probably. Do I like sandwiches? Yup. How much do sandwiches cost? When I get them, like $14. So, I'm going to work, I'm going to get myself a nice sandwich, and then I'm not going to spend the rest of my work money to get that sandwich, and then I'm going to have more money. Okay? I make YouTube content, I stream. Do I do both because I enjoy them and I like having a community and I like building up that community and I like meeting new people from different areas of the world that I wouldn't have met otherwise? Are some of those people really, really cool and awesome? And I constantly get educated on different cultures and different customs and different ways of being and different perspectives on the world and different interests that different people have with their different hobbies that they have in their homes that they do every day that they now involve me in because they know me because I do this stuff on the internet and it's all great. Yeah, I do all of that. But you know why I also do all of that? I need more money. I need more money. And I don't have enough. Okay? Living in New York City specifically, is such a pain, specifically in the left butt cheek. The right one, not so much. But it's because you're laid out on the right one when you go out in the street and get knocked out by some homeless dude that you didn't want to give $1 because he needs more money. And we all need more money for the same reason. Everything's so damn expensive. Everything is so damn expensive. Okay? You know a place in the world where a sandwich costs you $14? No. But I do. And it's New York City. And if you live here too, you know what I'm talking about. Now, let's get this out of the way too. Are there going to be people out there who are possibly going to hear this one day and go, sandwich for $14, man, I go to my bodega and I get a bacon, egg, and cheese for... Yeah, I know you don't have to spend that kind of money. But there are places... Have you ever been to Times Square and gone to one of those stands and seen how much they want for a hot dog? Because it's like $20. I've seen people charge like $10, $11, $12 for a hot dog in New York City. Now, are they doing it because the tourists who come to New York City might spend $12 for a hot dog? Yeah. But those tourists, and a lot of them also know, a lot of these tourists know that if they just pay $2, if they pay, let's say $3, because, you know, by the time this episode goes up, they'll probably raise the fucking MTA fare again. It'll probably cost them $3 to go somewhere else where a hot dog costs $1.50, but you charging it for $12 because you thinking they too lazy to go all the way out there. Hey, nobody can afford to stay in the hotels in New York City anyway unless they're already rich. And the people who are already rich in New York City are rich partly because they don't spend $12 on a hot dog. That's not how you save enough money to invest your income into other businesses. By dropping 12 on a weenie? You're going to drop 12 on a weenie? Okay? I wouldn't even drop 12 on my own weenie. Let alone get one for some random Hispanic teenager who's 16 serving them in Times Square that probably left them in the water too long because he's been flirting with some girl at the stand for the past 2 hours and they're both too nervous to just exchange phone numbers. Man, do you remember what it was like being a teenager and being interested in some fucking girl or being interested in a guy, just being interested in people in general? Do you remember what that was like? And not knowing how the fuck to tell them that? Man, life used to be hard when you were like 15, 16. At least when I was. And, you know, I don't know if you were that like pretty popular girl in school, or if you were that, you know, jock or whatever, if you were the class clown and you always had some warm bodies lying around. Okay. I don't know if that's what your life was. Now, I dated some people. Yeah. But man, you know what? You know how many of the girls I dated because I thought they were okay, you know, I thought they were okay, or they were kind of cute, or they were, or sometimes even pretty, I thought. And it's just because they told me they liked me. And hey, every time I liked a girl and I told the girl I liked the girl, did that ever work out? No. Maybe once. And then that girl was crazy. So, you know, I don't have the best radar with that. It's worked out a lot better to just notice that a girl is attractive and wait until she tells me she likes me. You know, and she pretty much doesn't have a choice if there's global warming in my mouth that day. Does she? I just have to walk up and say hello. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Hey, I like you. Hey, that's convenient because you're attractive. Want to make this a thing? Hey, that's convenient because you're also pretty. Hey, you want to make this a thing? And you know what? That line probably would get you so much tail in high school. If you just walk, hey, if you're of that age, go to some girl that you like but you don't care enough about, who is friends with people in a circle that doesn't involve you, and just go up to the girl. I guarantee you, tomorrow, just put on a good outfit. If you know, take a shower, because some of you fucks don't shower every day. And listen, I understand some days you get a little busy, or some days you're a little too fucking tired. But most days you don't shower? Come on, bro. What are you, a Smash Bros player? You don't shower? What are you, a Smash Bros player? Thought I was going to come up with something else? Take a shower, put your good outfit on, do a couple of push-ups. And listen, if you're a girl, do a couple of push-ups too. If you're a guy, it's going to make your arms look a little beefy. If you're a girl, going to perk you up a little bit. Grab a coffee. Don't bother with the 5-hour energy shot. Don't walk up to your crush like a crack addict running hot steam off a 5-hour energy shot. Go normal you. Go be yourself. Just make sure you got a little caffeine in your system so you can be awake. Let's say like you can't have caffeine. Is that a sin in your religion? Just drink a lot of water and take a good bathroom break. And right after you use the bathroom, like the Terminator, scan the environment, find the girl or guy you want to talk to, walk up to that mofungo, okay? And just tell them, hey, you want to make this a thing? And then tag me on Twitter when you guys get married in 2 years, because I'm coming to the wedding. Each and every single one I'm going to. Now, do you need to pay to fly me out there? Of course. Because the whole reason I'm doing this podcast is because I need more man. Because I don't have enough. Remember when I was saying New York was expensive? All of my money, I live in a room, bro. Now, is it a nice room? Yeah. Do I make it really nice? Yeah. Because I bought a bunch of stuff to put in it? Yeah. If I saved that money, could I have used it to go somewhere else? Of course I could have. But you got to live on less than you make. And that's how you save up. Now, have I been saving up? No. Is that because I keep buying all this sweet, sweet tech? Yeah, but there's pros and cons to things in life, because if I didn't do all that, you wouldn't be listening to this right now. Now, I don't know how much I've messed with the audio so far because I keep playing with my headphone wire under the microphone. You hear me tugging it? Hold on. You hear that? We can make beats with this. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. I pulled the headphone jack out, so it doesn't work that great. But you know what I was talking about. You heard it the first time. I can see in the audio recording that you did hear it. So, you get what I was talking about. Let's try it again. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Okay, it didn't work again, and it's not gonna work, and that's fine. I'll test that out. By the next podcast, I'll have it sorted out. By next week, I'll have this little mic joke ready to go. I mean, these headphones broken anyway, so it doesn't matter that I messed up the microphone joke part, because the headphones are broken anyway. So I wouldn't have been able to hear it anyway. But yeah, dude, we got new goals in 2020, and I want you guys to start chasing them with the same veracity, with the same ferocity, with the same, I don't know if is it veracity or ferocity, doesn't matter, with the same ruthless aggression like with the WWE coming into the new era. Okay, back when John Cena was like ruthless aggression, and he smacked Kurt Angle or whatever he did. You guys watch wrestling? If you don't, you can. That's a classic moment. You want to see what John Cena looked like when he first came out. I know you're used to. First of all, I know you're used to not seeing him, but back before he figured out his invisibility powers, he used to come out in red board shorts. He used to come out in red trunks and go, "Oh, I'm so mad, Kurt Angle. I'm so mad." And then they'd fight, and then at some point he got a championship or whatever, and now he's on your Fruity Pebbles box. Hey, that's a guy who had goals back then, huh? That's a guy who had nothing but muscles and a couple of red shorts, and said, "Hey, I want to make something of myself," because he needed more man. And look at him now; he's got too much. He doesn't even feel like wrestling anymore most of the time. That's how much money he made. Now, if I make that much money, am I gonna feel like not streaming anymore? I don't know. Creative guy, need to do this every once in a while. I'd have the urge anyway. Would you see me less? Honestly, you might. I'd be spending too much time buying $1.50 hot dogs and swatting your girlfriend away and explaining to my girlfriend that I didn't call your girlfriend. That's what I'd be spending most of my time doing. But I'd be doing it with more money in an apartment. I don't even know if I mean, you know what? Knowing the way relationships are and like building families and whatnot, I'd probably get dragged into having to live in a home. But dude, I'm so fine with an apartment. Just bigger apartment. Don't even want a home like that. Just a bigger and bigger apartment. But if I do get a home, dude, my man cave is going to be glorious. Okay, because first of all, 80% of the stuff I would need in the man cave already have in this room. So it would just be moving the room to a section of the house that wouldn't also have a bed in it, and then I'd be killing it in life. And it would be great. It would be my favorite thing to go into my house, or preferably apartment, but to go into my place of being, to go over to the room where all of my fun stuff is, and then to just be in that room and do creative things, make some music, play some games, invite the friends over, talk about combat sports, because every other sport, boring. Okay, there's some people out there, dude. I have no idea. Now, mind me, I'm not trying to yuck your yum. I'm just trying to get you to know me a little bit. I cannot fathom how there are people out there who'll go, "Man, you know what would be the best way to spend this afternoon, bro? You, me, couple of courtside tickets to the Lakers game. We're going to go watch some tall guys throwing orb around. I want to make this a thing." I don't know what. Want to make this a thing, bro? I cannot understand how that's so fun for people. I've sat down and I've watched the basketball game, and you know what happened? I don't, because I fell asleep. I was out within 10 minutes. I was like, "Oh, look, they're going back and forth. Oh, look, that guy threw the ball really high. Oh, look, it went to the..." And I snore louder than that because I've got obstructive sleep apnea. But that's what happened to me, dude. Oh, it was so hard sitting through that basketball game. I have no idea how you guys do that. Why do people find that so entertaining? Oh my God. Dude, first of all, the combat sports. Now I get, like, if you're a little squeamish, you don't like aggression, you don't think it's fun, you can, my yum can be your yuck, but for me, combat sports is where it's at, man. Is where it's at. A chess match between two people with physical consequences, of which I don't have to partake. Now, have I done sparring and all of that? Yeah, but in a safe environment where I can't really get hurt. I can get dropped. It's not going to do much, and I learn how to defend myself. But to watch two people who are professionals who do nothing but this for a living have a karate match in the middle of an octagon? And then for you, like, there's been matches where people have done like spinning roundhouse kicks and have knocked people out, and that's not the most entertaining thing to you. You're gonna watch every Bruce Lee movie that comes out, but that came out, not like not like my boy still dropping movies. I don't care what Once Upon a Time in Hollywood says, You're gonna have, you're gonna watch every martial art movie that's ever come out. Whenever Jackie Chan makes another movie, because he's gonna make another movie, dude. Jackie Chan is never gonna stop making martial arts movies. He's going to be 80. He's not going to be able to walk. But oh my God, how bad would Jackie Chan be the guy sitting in the director's chair directing the movie, and he hasn't gotten up from like this wheelchair that his director's chair would be the wheelchair. He hasn't gotten up in like 12 years. Because Jackie Chan will also never die. Because he's tested death so many times, homeboy's never coming for him, right? Death don't want that drunken fist Lei Wulong power that Jackie Chan be holding on to. Okay, my man is never going to die. But how bad would he be directing a movie and he hasn't gotten up from a wheelchair in 12 years? Because he's 114 because he'll never die? And then one of the dudes in the movie does the kick wrong, and then Jackie Chan would get so mad he would have to get up from the chair. Even though he physically can, he'd physically get up from the chair, do the kick, sit back down, and go, do it like that. And then how bad would they just settle on deep faking the young guy's face onto Jackie Chan doing the kick? Dude, how about the fact that deep fakes are a thing? You realize that, like, this whole like stream YouTube podcasting, this whole circle of content that I'm trying to create, at some point there's a chance that I become an internet personality. Like there's a chance that if all goes well and you could do this for a living, that people that I don't know will know who I am and will be familiar with my mannerisms and the stuff I say. It's a weird concept to me thinking about that, I try to ignore it sometimes because thinking about people having that much of an intimate relationship with you, given that you've never met them before and you don't know who they are and you've never seen them, but they know you like that. I mean, and granted, I'm fans of a lot of people too. They have no idea who the fuck I am. So it's not like it's creepy, but just the concept is weird. That now, because of the internet, people can know that much about your life because you're choosing to put it out. Because I'm choosing to put this out there. Nobody asked me, hey, sit down in front of a microphone and record yourself for 45 minutes. I want to do that. But through that, people I don't know will know who I am. And one of those fuckers will be so perverted to CGI my face into porn. That's a thing, and that's never going away. Like, who've they done that with? Daisy Ridley? Do you think Daisy Ridley, when she decided that she wanted to get into Star Wars, took any time to think to herself, man, I hope I don't end up in porn, even though I never shot a porn in my life? But everybody else wanted to see her in porn. All the Star Wars perverts wanted to see her in porn. And now there's deepfakes online with her face on porn stars. And I'm pretty sure you can find... you know how the internet is. Once that's on the internet, that's there forever. Now she's in porn. She's never shot a porn in her life. Someone might do that to me. Every president has had a picture of some guy fucking them that's been photoshopped. But now it's a video. And you know what? If we're so worried about Trump having fucked us over with this whole World War III thing, why don't we deep fake him into a gay porn? Why don't we deep fake Trump into a porn where there is a gay couple of two men sleeping with each other, and the man who's on top is Iranian, and then send it to Iran and go, dude, we're cool. One of your guys got him already. Why don't we do that? Then the whole thing's over. You go, hey, listen, guys, you don't got to worry about getting to us. Your guy got him already. And then Trump will just, now it'll be gross, but we won't watch it. We'll just send it. And they'll go, what the hell is this? And they'll look at it and they'll go, oh my God, that's fucking gross, right? And not gross because it's gay sex, gross because Trump's in it, They'll be like, oh my fucking God, he's in surprisingly good shape, even though we know he's 200 pounds overweight, my God, but it's so gross. But I guess we don't have to go to war anymore. One of our guys get it out of my face, but one of our guys got him, though. I just saved all of you from, like, nuclear war, and I don't get a thank you. Anyways, guys, you know how it is. At the end of it, well, you don't know how it is. This is episode 1. Let's tell you how it is, okay? Now, I like to do this thing. Well, I like to interact with my community. If I've got a Discord, I've got different avenues through which you can engage with me on social media. And hey, the podcast has a Twitter account, and on the Twitter account, I ask the homies to send questions, and the homies send questions, and I designate 5 minutes at the end of the podcast to respond. And so it's 40 minutes of talking and presumably 5 minutes of answering questions. So, guys, it's time for some community questions. This week on Twitter, so I've already got the tweet pulled up. I'm going to go ahead now. I got a surprising amount given that I'm nobody on the internet. I was expecting to get like 2 or 3 questions and give them a lot of thought. But you guys really, really, really came in hard and overloaded me with what I'm seeing now is 11 questions. So I'm going to pick a couple. I'm not going to have time to get to them all. I'm just going to randomly pick out some, drop some answers in there, for the peeps. And then move on with my life because I got to go to this stupid meeting. Okay. So let's see here from @HexB. Okay. @HEXX_B said, what's the character that made you a fighting game community player and why? Now, if I got to think about it, I'd have to say I've told this story before. Hex has heard this story before, but since he asked, it would have to be Julia in Tekken 3. And Julia in Tekken 3, because when I'm going to tell the story quick because he's heard it before. But when I was a young boy, my uncle bought me an original PlayStation, and it only had one game, and that game was Tekken 3. And I had nobody to play Tekken 3 with, and I had no memory card for the PlayStation. So and Julia was like one of the last characters you would unlock in the game. So I'd have to play the arcade mode over and over and over and over again. And over and over and over and over again. I can't roll my R's. To unlock Julia, and I always wanted to play people in Tekken with my Julia, and I can do that nowadays thanks to the community that I built that'll play me in Tekken, even though I hardly use Julia on him. But I pulled her out one day, and it went pretty well. So, you know what? That's now thinking about it, I might have to play more Julia. If it's the first character that I really used competitively, it'd be Batman in Injustice, but more so Batgirl in Injustice, because I realized how easy vortexes were to do, and that made me confident enough to go compete in Injustice tournaments at my locals and win a couple of locals, and never had more fun in my life. Now, do I like playing Jackie in Mortal Kombat 11? Of course. Do I like it to the same extent that I like playing Batgirl in Injustice? Never. And if she comes out again in the game, if Injustice 3 comes out and Batgirl's in it, you guys are done. You guys are done. Let's see, another question. From the Bane99 @the BAAANE asks, what content are you having the most fun creating? Hey, what content are you having the most fun creating right now? What content are you having the most fun creating right now, and what are your plans for the future? I'd say out of everything, when I have it's hard. It'd be a mix up between stream and YouTube, but I'm thinking right now YouTube videos. When I have time to really sit down and make one, even though I get annoyed that I'm sitting there for 4 hours for a 10-minute video, it's a lot of fun like doing it. But now that I've been incorporating more elements into the stream in 2020, some of which you guys are not ready for, that's been a lot of fun for me, working in ideas as to how I can do that. The more equipment I get, the funner that it gets. And we've got one more from @XJ1X_X, and I need you to sort your username out, because I get that it's J1, but help me out here, bro. But from J1, what legacy do you want to leave behind with all of the work you're putting into your projects, and is this podcast on Spotify? To answer your latter question, it will be one of these days. Just got to see how much that costs and how much time it's going to take. But when it's on Spotify, it'll be announced. And what legacy do I want to leave behind? Hey, when I was a younger lad, All I wanted was to have more people to engage with. I had a very small friend group. I was very awkward. I was very socially isolated. And all I wanted was to have a community to engage with. And the more I can do to offer that for people who felt or feel the way that I did, and just to let you know that you being who you are is still good enough to be my friend. Because if you're anything else, you're lying to the world and you're cheating us out of the greatness that is you. And the more confident I can get you to be in that, to understand that, and then to share with me the benefit of getting to know the person that is specifically you, and also just to play some video games, you know? So mostly I want to play video games, but I want people to know that who they are is the best thing that they can be. And I want them to test that out by being who they are with me and seeing that I think they're fucking great anyway. And then I also want their money, you know, but I want their money because that's my dream. And I want them to give me their money because they have man to spare. And they want to give me $1. I don't want your whole paycheck. I want $1 from each of you. Right now with my statistics, if that happened every month, I would get $200 and I'd be able to buy some clothes. Anyways, guys, podcast is coming out every week. I thank you for coming in and listening to the first episode of the Judge Judy show. And we'll see you guys next time. Love y'all to pieces. Bye. I don't know how to end these. Bye. Yeah, bye works. Okay, bye.